Welcome everybody to day number 234. Man, it has been a crazy day around here. And you know when things like that happen, I'm 100% live. It is 9:01 p.m. Sometimes we roll the videos and we're working on them all day long. And other days we're fully live and half live. And at least we're all alive. So thank you for being here. Day number 234, 10/15, October the 15th, 9:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Eastern United States of America. We're based out of Pennsylvania, 6:01 out in California, 4:01 a.m. in Ukraine. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all that you do. And yeah, when a mic's not muted or muted, it's for sure, you know, it's live. So we roll in the Army green tonight. We've got that green hat and everything is ready to go. So thank you all for being here. We've got a big night. And thank you to the moderators. Thank you to all of you guys that are faithful. You're always here. You're supporting, you're honoring, you're caring. And I'll tell you what, it's just going to get better and better and better. I've got a great update for you tonight. We've been rolling all day. We had a big event at our church today. Got it all taken care of. It was a phenomenal time. And we've been working with our guys in Ukraine and here in the United States on something special. And we're going to unveil that to you tonight as well. So thank you for being here. And let's jump to it right here on this Saturday night. I want to give you an update first on all the map activity, everything that's happening around Ukraine. I think that's the best place to start tonight. I know right now there is news happening all over the world. All over the world. Crazy things are happening. In fact, my son, Adam, he just walked in my studio door 3 minutes ago before going live. He says, "Hey, Dad, do you know the river Euphrates is drying up? I want to show you a picture of it." I said, "Bud, how do you know about the river Euphrates?" He says, "Dad, I'm telling you, it's drying up." It's all kind of things happening in our world, and we must pay attention. And not only pay attention, but we must be active. So looks like I'm going to be researching the Euphrates River a little bit later with my son there. So we're ready to roll. We're going to start here with this map. First thing I want to tell you, upper left, is winter is coming. It's getting colder there now. Very cold. Winter gear is definitely already here in October, halfway through October being necessary. And it's continuing to be a problem, especially with the generation of electricity throughout Ukraine. But we'll get to that even a little deeper in a moment. So winter is coming. We need to pay attention to that. And of course, this community, we're doing everything that we can do to supply all that we can, whether it's for humanitarian aid for citizens, people that are at the front lines, whether it's food, and then specifically also for our soldiers. And you guys are doing a great job. Almost daily, more gear is arriving, and it's much appreciated. You look up there in the top of the map, you see I have some soldiers up there on the Belarusian border with two little yellow half circles. They keep coming, and it's like beating a dead horse, or we continue to beat a drum. But the soldiers and equipment keep coming to Belarus. I'm just not going to be surprised with anything that happens in Belarus. We're going to look at that in just a moment. And yes, it's a distraction, but it's more than a distraction. There's some serious amount of soldiers gathering there and equipment gathering there. So, of course, we got to pay attention to it. Come down to the blue circle there, and that, of course, is the capital city of Kyiv. And I have there marked main TPP, and that is not for main toilet paper palace. That is main thermal power plant. It is the headquarters of the thermal power plants that are located throughout Ukraine. That building was struck and severely damaged. And what this has done, this has caused a problem throughout Ukraine because a lot of the computer systems run through those main offices there in Kyiv. This was a strategic hit. We've talked about random firing. We've watched it. We've watched scorched earth. We've watched everything being leveled to the ground on all the front lines in occupied territories. But for sure, this right here was strategic, and it hit the mark, and Ukraine is struggling with that. We'll get a little deeper on that because they actually had to put out a warning to the Ukrainian citizens. Ukraine on the blue arrows is still making pushes. However, they are slowing down, of course. You can't run wide open 24/7, 365, but they're still making good pushes in the northeast, and as well, they're making continued good pushes in the south. Man, look at here, guys. This is live. This is how you know it's live. Good evening from Ukraine. Listen, you need to go to bed. Roman Stingler, my man, Central Europe, 3 a.m. Always appreciate your comments. I've got to put this guy right there. Roman, you always make a lot of good comments, and it's much appreciated. Good morning to you at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in Ukraine. Guys are up late at night. Okay, here we go. This is when I love it, when it's all live. Sunday afternoon in Australia. Hello, Ukraine. So I need new glasses. Harnish or Hamish? Harnish Campbell, you have just delivered your Ukraine, and I imagine, Matsutsa, if you're still there, how about a hello back to Australia for me? That would be cool. So Ukraine is still making those pushes. On the right, you see 2 arrows in the red. This could get interesting, but Russia is making a concerted effort to get to Zaparozhzhia. They already have Donetsk, and that's where the top red arrow is, and they're trying to push out of Donetsk, of course, and continuing to do so. But additionally, one of their main targets right now is Zaparozhzhia. And why would that be? Well, let me explain that to you tonight. They have annexed illegally, fake referendums, shot them down. Regardless, they've annexed in their own minds 4 regions. 4 regions. The first region is Lugansk. They have the capital of Lugansk. Secondly, the capital of the oblast, Donetsk. They have the capital city of the oblast, Donetsk. Kherson. They have the capital city, and I'm using that word capital city. They use it central city or key city, but the capital city of that region, Kherson. Well, Zaporozhia, huge region, major farming areas. They do not have that capital city, that regional headquarters city of Zaporozhia. And Zaporozhia is a massive city. I'm going to show you a video update on that in just a few minutes. Now, look at the fire up in Belgorad. I showed you last night. It's pretty close to when it was actually happening. We actually were ahead of some of the main news stations on that one. Belgorad was hit. You saw it. I'm confident it was friendly fire. Regardless, it's been hit. The thermal power plant there is on fire. It's raging extremely well, and Belgorad is going to continue to be a key focus for Ukraine. Whether Russia wants to hit it themselves or Ukraine will be doing it with covert operations. And as I was sharing with you guys last night, 100% covert activity happens across the lines. You may be there tonight and you say, okay, PG, you're full live tonight, so explain that to us. How on earth do you know that covert operations are happening behind the Russian border or inside Russia? Because Zhenya and I spent a couple of days working and speaking with our friends who that's what he does. We had pictures. He told us directly they've been working behind the enemy lines. They've been working not only behind enemy lines, but they have been working on Russian dirt. So a lot of the things that have happened in Russia has been special operations. A lot of the things that has happened on Ukrainian territory, which is occupied, Crimea, has been Russian special forces. They are doing a lot of work behind the lines. So Belgorad will continue to be a big deal. In fact, we'll look at that a little bit closer. Let me flip over here to something else. This is actually the warning that's coming out from Kyiv. You can see the word uvaga. Uvaga. That is actually in the Ukrainian language, and basically that would be warning, caution, be alert, careful. And this was a report from Ukrzanegro, which is the thermal power plant, that headquarters there. They're telling Ukraine, this one got us. And it will be a challenge. We will work around it. We will repair. We will fix it. We will get it better as quick as possible, but be prepared to work together as citizens while we're struggling to get the heat back on. Now, we were talking about Belgorad. I want you to look at this map right here. I have the number 80 circled, and I have 50. In the blue circle is the city of Kharkiv. The black line represents the border between Ukraine and Russia, the real border, not occupied territory. That's the real border. Below Kharkiv there, you see the city of Poltava. Up from that, Kharkiv, and then in the red circle, you see Belgorod. How far apart are these cities? 80 kilometers or 50 miles. Think about that. For those of you that are in countries other than the United States and you are on the kilometer system, think about 80 kilometers. It's not that far. For those of you here in the US where we're using miles, think about 50 miles. It's nothing. And that is from center. Now, pay attention. That's from the center of Kharkiv to the center of Belgorad. From edge to edge, you're 25 miles. You're just a few miles from the border above Kharkiv, and then from the border there to Belgorad is just a few miles. These two places are going to continue to play major roles. Russia will continue to strike Kharkiv nonstop. Maybe you've wondered, how is Kharkiv hit every day, every day? Well, it's so close to the border. And how are these goofy things happening in Belgorod? Well, it's close to the border. Ukraine can get there easily. You do realize you do not have to go through a border checkpoint to cross the border. You can cross at other areas. Now, unfortunately, we must continue to talk about Belarus. I've drawn for you the border here, the black line representing the border between Ukraine and Belarus. That's only the border between Ukraine and Belarus. It's a very, very large border. To the left there in the brown, you see Poland. In the bottom, you see Moldova. And yes, that's where the Transnistria region is, where Russia has their forces. And then, of course, in red, Ukraine, and blue, Russia. But Belarus continues to be a problem. Today, some video was released of more Russian troops coming in, giving a greeting, saying how welcome they are by the Belarusian troops, and they're ready to obey the commanders and do whatever they're called upon to do. I want to share that with you tonight. I actually have a little bit of voiceover on that Mr. Matsutsa has done for us. So before we go any further, Belarus, this is what's happening. Troops are continuing to come, and munitions nonstop are coming to Belarus. It cannot be ignored.
We arrived to Belarusian land to help our brothers, the Belarusian brothers, in this situation. The way they accepted us was really nice, and we have a good mood, and we're ready to fulfill anything what we will get, any commands from our commanders.
So there you have it. That's what's happening actually in Belarus. And I know, you're saying, man, that didn't look like such a high level of soldiers there. No, it doesn't. And they do not want to mess with Ukrainian soldiers. But the bottom line, they're there and they're coming in masses. They're being friendly. They're having the tea. The band is playing. The munitions are coming. And unfortunately, Ukraine cannot ignore it. Ricochet, I think that's a great comment right there. Poland, Lithuania should deploy the border to provide a warning. We know that NATO has already done games up in the corner there by Belarus and Poland. I think I can go back to that. Let's go back to that for a second. Right here in this corner, we know that NATO, right there where Poland comes in, the name Poland, it hits the black line on the border, and then Brest is up above that in Belarus. We know that war games have happened there, but yeah, additional pressure. I personally feel, and as many of you feel, pressure is good in this war because that's what's happening to Ukraine. But Jane and I were talking just a few moments ago. As you guys can see, he's awake right now. We were working on some other things, and yes, he's awake at 4 a.m. in the morning. But we were talking, Europe is kicking in. We want to say thank you to the European nations. Yes, it's been slow. Yes, the pressure has been on them quite intensely, but I think Europe has finally figured out this war's not going away, and Putin is not taking his toys and going home. The bully is going to have to, he must be dealt with. So Germany, France sending air defense systems. I knew that was coming, Rick Barry. Some good stacked troops there. Spain, Norway, all these nations, they're doing good jobs. And it's been tough. We've screamed from the mountaintops, too little, too late, but we need to stop screaming that. And we need to say thank you for what you are sending, but please, as much as possible, we need more and more and more. It's Agani King. Good morning to you there in the Philippines, my friend. Blessings to you there, my friend. Now, Iran. So we've paid attention to Belgorad on the border, which is in Russia. We've paid attention to Belarus tonight. Now we must move to Iran. Iran today denied that they sent the drones to Russia. The very drones which are proven to have hit targets in Ukraine, that Ukrainian special services for the military actually take the pieces like forensics and put the drone back together again so they can figure it out, understand the technology behind it, and learn how to defeat it. The drones, but there's something that I want to draw your attention to. Iran stated today, and this was in the morning, they stated, we did not send the Shahed or sell the Shahed drones to Russia to be used in the war. That was not what we agreed upon. Yeah, right. Now, go ahead in this day, about 12 hours, then we get this story. Iran is now selling a different brand of drone to Russia. These drones are called the Arash 2 drones. These drones, if you look at the picture right there, it looks like a missile with wings. They're kamikaze drones. They have a 1,700 kilometer range. They are able to carry heavier payloads than the Shahed. These drones right here can cover, of course, the entire nation of Ukraine from any location. These are now being sold to Russia. Folks, I do not have any clue or any idea how the nation of Iran could say, well, we're not selling them to be used in the war. Well, you are, and they are. And now you're going to add an entirely different brand of drone that is even more powerful? Folks, as we've talked about many times, Russia, Iran, and China. We try to stay focused completely on the war in Ukraine, but the other nations we have to pay attention to. China today, she came out and said, I'm going to crack down on this society even more. That was today. In Iran right now, there are riots in one of the prisons there. It's a major, major deal happening inside Iran. There are protests all throughout Iran. Iran selling more drones to Russia. And then, of course, Russia doing what it's doing. And then you spill over into Belarus. We have an ugly, ugly, ugly coalition happening right in front of our eyes. Now, I want to take a few moments tonight and I want to focus on Zaparozhzhia. You know, we talk quite often about the cities of Kharkiv. We've talked many times and shown you personally Kramatorsk, Slavyansk, Mykolaiv, these cities that we call out Dnipro, that you know these in your head. Now, Zaporozhia, of course, you realize, and you remember that name rather, because that's an interesting name, Zaporozhia. Zaporozhia is actually a city where Zaporozhzhia cars were made. It was an auto factory there, and very, very old cars during the Soviet Union. Zaporozhzhia, a little teeny matchbox car. Lots of jokes are made about them, but Zaporozhzhia is a big city, very big city. It's a powerful city. But Zaporozhzhia is not like a Donetsk, where it's so based on the mining, or it's not a city based on some type of major infrastructure. Yes, we have the Zaporozhzhia nuclear power plant, but that's not in Zaporozhzhia. That's actually in Belgorad. It's just in the Zaporozhzhia region. Zaporozhzhia is the key city, the capital city, would you, for that Zaporozhzhia region. But it is a massive city, and it continually stays under assault. And today, on this program, on day 234, I wanted to give a little bit of spotlight, and we need to think about and consider what is happening in the city of Zaporozhzhia.
За що нас бомбить? За що? Тут нема ж нічого, ні предприятій ніяких, ні воєнних, ні ніяких промишлених предприятій немає.
Здесь у нас погибли люди, здесь у нас были поранены люди. А вот в этом всей округе, вокруг этого района, здесь порядка 50 домов пострадало, повылетали окна, вылетали двери. Рядом недалеко здесь есть частный сектор, там больше 20 домов было уничтожено. И в ночное время, когда люди спали, просто ударили по жилому 9-этажному дому. Теперь этот дом полностью становится непригодным для жилья.
Максимально создать напряжение для местных жителей. Но совершенно очевидно, что путинская концепция включения в состав Российской Федерации 4 новых регионов, фактически этой области, она подразумевает контроль, если мы говорим о кейсе Запорожской области, в том числе контроль над областным центром. Это невозможно, потому как на данном этапе, даже с учетом того, что россияне натянули немалое количество сил и средств именно на юг Запорожской области, они не в состоянии прорвать оборону украинских сил.
So tonight, we pay attention to and we give a focus on the city of Zaporozhzhia. Did they rescue the miners? Yes, they did. All of them. There was 92 officially trapped, but there was actually 854 miners, if my memory serves correct, and I think it is, that were underground during those intensive days of missile strikes over the last week. And yes, they have all been rescued. Not one miner was lost. So that's good news. So that's the city of Zaporozhzhia. Now, I want to take it even a step further. Last night I was talking to you about that tonight we were going to show you an interview with a Ukrainian soldier. This soldier is a personal friend of myself. He's a personal friend of Zhenya. And I've known this gentleman many years. He's serving his nation. He had a tough time getting in the circle to serve. And he's going to tell his story tonight. Zhenya does a little bit of an interview with him, but it's just a great feel-good piece where you're going to be able tonight to look into the eyes of a Ukrainian soldier. You're going to be able to see up close. You're going to hear them talk. You're going to be able to experience their attitudes, his joy, being able to defend his homeland, his personality. And why do we share these things? Why do we show these personal stories? A, because we have access to them. B, because we know these people. C, because we can translate it so that the English-speaking world can get an insight into what these guys and ladies are saying. But most importantly, we just want to show the truth. Ukraine, out of Russia, they're painted as fascists and Nazis and just evil people. Are you kidding me? Look in the mirror. You're the aggressor. You're the one dropping missiles and threatening the world with nuclear bombs. That's you. Vladimir Putin, let me give you a real picture tonight of Ukraine. This is a Ukrainian soldier, and this is Zhenya talking to him. His name is Nikolay Didenko. So tonight on day number 234, our friend Nikolay, and his short name would be Kola. Kola tells his story. Here you go, Zhenya and Kola.
Коля, сьогодні в тебе свято? День захисника?
Ну да, сьогодні День захисника у мене.
От, і розкажи, як ти попав в армію? Тебе змусили, тебе покликали, призвали?
Ой, це дуже довга історія.
В двох словах тоді?
Ну сам напросився, не зміг лежати. Надивився цих роликів, що по комп'ютеру подивився, як казали, що наші взяли таке місто, наші, то я думаю, я хочу участвувати в цій історії, щоб не пройшла війна. Я вірив тоді Арестовичу, що 2-3 тижні і все закінчиться. Я побіг, думаю, без мене це не закінчиться. Я думав, буду участвувати, я хотів, свій внесок зробити, бо вдома на шиї в жінки не зміг би сидіти, собі б цього не простив. Просився, спочатку в ТРО просився, там все було зайнято, там позанімали місця всі крутеликів, деякі навіть купляли місця, щоб бути в ТРО, платили за це гроші. Потім пішов в воєнкомат. Спочатку взагалі пішов, думав купити ружьо, щоб захищати своїх рідних, але зброю заборонили під час військових дій продавати. Тоді вже в ТРО, тоді вже в військкомат пішов. І в військкомат я ходив теж довго.
Скільки часу ти просився в армію?
Місяць це або і більше. Місяць. Я ходив кожного, і мене в тиждень по разу або і по 2 відправляли додому.
Угу.
Там не підходиш, там ще щось.
Окей.
Там...
Да. Окей. Питання. Що ти скажеш, що б ти сказав всім, хто іноземцям, людям з усього світу, які сьогодні підтримують Україну морально, в медіа, купляють щось. Всім, хто підтримує Україну, що ти би їм сказав?
Ой, шалене дякую, хочу сказати, тому що дуже відчувається ця підтримка, відчувається те, що допомагають за нас, вони вболівають. Це дуже приємно і дуже відчувається. Ви дуже нам потрібні і давайте вже дожмемо, і перемогу разом відсвяткуємо.
Який ісход буде війни?
Однозначно, це перемога, це навіть не обговорюється. Просто по часу може якось, хтось думає, що раніше, хтось пізніше, але то, що перемога буде за нами, це однозначно.
Окей, і цей, і тут я це Грегу передам. Якщо щось хочеш персонально Гріші сказати, Грегу можеш сказати.
Дуже жалію, що не побачив. Ти, хотів би з тобою побачитись обліч, так сказати, але я думаю, наступного разу побачимось. Бачив, що ти був в Хмельницькому, але я не встиг приїхати і побачитися. Дуже дякую за допомогу. І я, дуже щасливий, що тебе знаю, Грег. Я сьогодні поспілкувався з тобою 2 слова, і я знову, наче ми ніколи і не розставалися, що нікуди ти не уїжджав.
Добре, Коля, тоді що, з Днем захисника?
Дякую.
Тебе.
Дякую.
Слава Богу і слава Україні, да?
Да, слава Богу, в першу чергу.
Пока.
So there you have it, my friends. That's a real look. 3.5 minutes talking with the Ukrainian soldier. Zhenya did a really good job with those questions, and trying to straighten my hat up there. He did a really good job with those questions. But that's Kola. That's Nikolay Didenko, my friend, and I'm very proud to know him. He's serving his nation. A couple of things he said there. Zhenya asked him, what are your thoughts about the end of the war? Are we going to win? Absolutely not a question. And then he said, thank you, everyone, for helping. Thank you. So that's what I say to you guys. I echo the words of Kola Didenko, Nikolay, and we say thank you. Together, we will celebrate. Now, I'm seeing something interesting here. Let's see here. Ted Morris, I've been watching a new nonfiction series on Peacock TV called Undeclared War about the UK, USA, and Russia having a cyber and misinformation war. It is eye-opening about real cyber attacks. It shows how covert and sophisticated cyber war has become. Yeah, there's no doubt, man. And for everybody else, if you do not think we're in a different war, and I think it's going to bring us to something that we're going to talk about in a second as we close out the update for tonight. But think about this. We've heard many comments about Vladimir Putin running this war militarily like it's the 1930s and the 40s, just with the bombing and the scorched earth and all the things. It's that old mentality. But folks, make no mistake about it. The strongest propaganda in the world is Russia. The Kremlin, and of course, behind that are other major nations: United States, Great Britain, France, Asian nations, China. Are you kidding me? The power of the propaganda coming out of China, the marketing, the money, the finance. This world that we live in is a completely different world that existed prior to the internet. I think that is the ticket right there. All of you that are in here, and I know we have a wide variety of age groups that watch these updates that come over the next 24 hours. But each of you, probably old enough, unless you're a teenager, to remember life without the internet. The internet has changed our world, and especially the power of the propaganda. Now, there's also good news about that. Due to the power of the internet, we're here tonight supporting Ukraine and seeing stories like Nikolay Didenko. So, Nikolay, we stand with you tonight, and we salute you, my friend. You're doing a good job there. So, yes, much appreciated to all of you. Yeah, Big Ugly. I love your name, Big Ugly. The Ukrainian people, so much heart. It is the truth. It is the truth. For years, people have said Russia's military was number 2 in the world. For years, they have also supposedly had some of the best cyber capabilities. Well, on that one, here's what I'll tell you. Russia has always said their military was number 2 in the world. There's no doubt about it. The American military is the strongest in the world. But Russia has always said they're the number 2 military in the world. And nobody has questioned it because of their history, their size, their geography, and their nuclear capabilities. But we realize they're not the number 2 military in the world. Unfortunately, they have an evil dictator and they have a lot of weapons. That's the problem. For years, they've also supposedly had some of the best cyber capabilities. Now, on that one, they do. Their cyber capabilities are out there, high level, equal with U.S., equal with Great Britain and other nations. That's a fact. Some of the best programmers, some of the best some of the best coders, some of the best internet brains, the ability to hack. They're Russians. They have a skill at it. I have a lot of Ukrainian friends that are, and I'm not comparing Ukraine and Russia now, but I'm just telling you, they have unbelievable abilities on computers. Unbelievable. And I can tell you guys why if you want to know why. Okay, since we went there tonight, I'll tell you why, and this will actually lead us in to how we're going to close out the program tonight. Why do these nations like Russia or Ukraine, why do they have all these people that are so brilliant with computers and coding and hacking? Do you really want to know why? Because I can tell you. Here we go. They work at it. What? They work at it. They work at it. This cyber world, computers, hacking, whatever terminology you want to use, I have personally watched my Ukrainian friends, and I'm not comparing Ukraine and Russia here, but this ability to do things in cyber world. I have watched, and if Zhenya's still in here, he can give an amen. I have watched my friends grow up from children in Ukraine, and they had nothing. They hardly had enough food at home to eat. And they wanted to make something of themselves. And most of them have went into computers, information technology. They have went into internet, all of these protocols, cyber languages, coding languages. And I have watched my Ukrainian friends, I've seen Russian friends become masters of code. Many of them now live in other nations. They're big-time computer programmers on internet sites that you guys use every day. Every day. They have become literal geniuses. Why? Because they work at it. I hate to tell you this, but many Americans, and maybe whatever nation you're from, I will not speak about your nation, but you know your own nation. You're watching from other places around the world. Many Americans in school and education have become lazy. Not all. My son gets straight A's. Not all, but many have become lazy, and it's a problem. Ukrainians, the Russians, and other nations, they work very hard because nothing was handed to them. So they must work hard for it. So that leads us right in. That leads us right into this. We have been working very, very hard. We're going to close the program tonight to create a portal, to create a way that if, this is amazing, Ted Morris, you beast, you led me right into this. If we were to get taken down off of platforms, we got them. We have our own portal. We are working now on the backside of the video for it. We're going to continue to run our video on all these platforms each day with the updates, but we have a backup plan. So I want to show you guys here this and introduce you to it tonight and ask you whenever you're watching to check it out and to use it. So here, this is what it is. We have right here. You go to google.com or Yahoo or Firefox or whatever you like and type in www. My name, GregTerry.org, and it will take you to this. Here, you'll find our portal, and this says, "Together we make a difference, supporting Ukraine with truth, hope, and practical resources." Our plan is simple: daily updates from Ukraine, humanitarian and military aid, and community awareness. Here you see, I like my little graphic here as a link. This will be our 9 p.m. Eastern updates, breaking news, daily updates about Russia. Ukraine there, of course, in the blue circled is not Russia, and as well as the other nations around Europe. You can simply click to that from the website. It'll take you right to the YouTube channel and everything that's going on there. As well, you're going to see photos over here. Secondly, people have been wondering, okay, how do I get to the donate page? How do I get to the Amazon shopping list page? Well, we're making it very, very easy for you. Over here on the left, of course, you have a drop down. You have our team, Amazon purchase, donate, and I'll show you this community forum in just a moment. So I want to start here. I want to go to our team tonight and give some credit. First on our team over there on the left, President Zelensky. He didn't know he's on our team, but I put him on the team. And then here on the right, you have Zhenya and our NAPRAM organization, which is a non-governmental organization in Ukraine. NAPRAM translated means direction. It's a great, great name for our nonprofit there. Then, of course, here I am with our experience channel. Down below that is our shelter. All of these link. You click shelter, it will take you to our shelter. And there you can see Zhenya. You can see all of our stories there. From there, how do we do the finances? Well, it's through our local church. Yes, 501c3. JDO, I'll take you back and show you that not rush in a minute. I like that too. Here, this of course links. This is Pastor Kent. This is Luann Schreckengosh. This is our church logo, our website. Everything is here. You click it. It takes you right directly to the donate or to our church page where you can see. You come down to Ukraine Relief. You click to donate and bam, you're in the Ukraine Relief tab. It works perfectly. Scrolling down, I want to show you a couple of the other guys. Here's Volodymyr Zelensky. Well, there's two Volodymyr Zelenskys. A, the president, and on the right, B, this is the guy making all the translations, or most of them happening, and a lot of the video production that I do each night on the streams. It's this genius right here. You click this, it takes you to his site. There he is. And he's not a swinger. He is a photographer and media guy, and this is his work. Just amazing. Once again, one of those geniuses. Next to that's Territory Svet. This is our camp. This is our nonprofit organization where we do our camps there in Ukraine. We're validating our work for the world. Finally, you come down here, PTZ Optics. This is the company that does all of the cameras that I have. A great company. They do a lot for community awareness, a lot. Once a month, I'm doing a stream for them. We keep updated about Ukraine. We keep updated the world and their businesses about what is happening in Ukraine. Here's Stephen Haywood. This is my broadcast engineer. I didn't click his link yet. And this is the guy that makes all the technology happen. All this stuff that's in here happening, that is actually Stephen Haywood making all of that happen. And then down here, Brian Heckman, you saw him the other night doing some repairs in the studio. So you can see, folks, this is a very large team that makes these updates happen each night. It just doesn't happen. I don't sit down in front of a camera and just start talking. Now we have a direct link to our Amazon purchases. You come here, and of course, here's the Wolf Pack. I was standing with this guy right on the front lines. He's got that PPSH 41, or the PPS 41 right there, by the way, or the PPS 43. And then you click the link and you go right to our purchase page with all of the gear, all the supplies, and you guys are doing a great job. So you can go to the website, you can click, and you can see what's being purchased, what needs to be purchased. This stuff goes directly to us, to our we have a warehouse now in my office. It's full, and keep sending it. And then from here, we'll drop ship to Poland. Our team will pick it up there and get it to the front lines. And as I go, which I will be going back after Christmas for another run with Jania and our team there personally, I will also carry gear with me, but we have way too much. So we will be shipping, and we thank you for that. Additionally, you come one more right here. This will take you directly to our donate page. Let's see here. Of course, nice picture of Zhenya. This was actually in the city of Mykolaiv, where we were delivering some special medical supplies they needed. Special medical supplies they needed that you guys helped. And she was smiling and happy. And yes, JDU, I see your comment. This will be the pinned one. And then in development right now, and this is what I'm really excited about, is a community forum. We're going to have a community forum here where all of you guys, you can go, you can create a login, and during the day, you can just discuss. You can pop questions in, you can pop pictures in, you can share videos. We can have conversations going on that are more than just 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that is actually a very big boy that we are having developed right now, but it is going to be smoking in a way that we can constantly stay in communication with us. And then finally, our contact. And these guys right here, we were right in the shadows of Kherson here. We were down low. And Zhenya told you yesterday, actually, this is cool. Zhenya told you yesterday or the day before when he did the update about the van or the vehicle part we needed for our partner that we work with in the Mykolaiv area. Well, this would be the guy sitting on the left of Zhenya. That is our partner there in the Mykolaiv region. You helped fix his vehicle so that he can continue to serve, and we partner with him. And you look to my right, you see the gentleman sitting there. That is a commander of one of the groups there that work in southern Mykolaiv in Kherson. He would actually be the commander of the battalion, or the group, the group that they were killed. They lost their lives. Fortunately, he is still living, and he survived it. And I look forward to getting back and giving him a big hug. So, folks, there you have it. And that's what we've been working on so hard. And we will continue. We've got a great, great team. Don Gentilini, as always, God bless, amazing team. You guys are awesome, reporting the superiority any I've seen. We love Ukraine, trust God for total victory over Putin. Your courage is amazing. Us in U.S. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I know you guys wanted to see that one more time. So let me go home and let me do this just one more time. There it is. You see my little hand there? Not Russia. Not Russia. That's the nation of Ukraine. And then to the left, the European nations. Also not Russia. This isn't Russia. Not Russia. Nope. No. N-O. Does this look like Russia? Pretty good graphic there. So, folks, there you have it. Consider yourself updated fully tonight. Great stream tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this great community. We couldn't do it without you. And we work tirelessly every day because we believe in Ukraine, and we believe this is a monumental time in the history of the world. This is a landmark time. And if people aren't doing what we're doing, if people aren't doing what you're doing, by just watching, sharing, liking, buying a set of gloves, knowing that you're in a safe place, every dime, penny plus gets to Ukraine. It's a great place. Thank you for helping us build it, and we will continue. So be blessed, guys. You have a great Saturday night. We tell you peace to you and peace to Ukraine. We'll see you tomorrow night. I think Jania will be with me tomorrow night. Be blessed. Good night.